Welcome to the Power Up. Welcome to the morning show here, WNEW FM Radio, New Jersey, North Jersey, 1027 WNEW FM. Sorry.
You have a good radio voice.
That's my radio voice. Growth stands for grit, results, only leaders, wealth, teamwork, humility. I want you to be aware of where this might show up in yourself and or in other people in your world in the upcoming week. How are you doing in your launch? How have you caught yourself up? I know you're a little bit behind.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. This week I wasn't able to join yesterday, so I have to watch the mastermind yesterday. I didn't get power back until like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And then so that's where I'm behind right now. So I have to watch that video.
Okay. Um, we'll talk later about that. News for the week. What's going on here at Place? Of course, there's a Friday recap call. Were you on that call on Friday?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a great call. The whole Steph Curry analogy, and for me, that is a strong reminder of what dedication and commitment to preparation and having a standard, just it just makes a major difference in everything that we do. So that was a good one, and I encourage everyone to watch that multiple times. Right, I like this quote by Chris. Right, like that success may not always look the way you expect, but it's attainable for all of us when the rigor of our preparation and the depth of our belief meets the urgency of the moment. That quote has never been more true. I can see that, break that down, right? The success may not always look the way you expect. Everyone, I interviewed somebody yesterday, they want to make $100,000 their first year. Great. Talk about that for a second, right? It's attainable when the rigor of our preparation, the Steph Curry, right? And the depth of our belief, like you absolutely believe that there's no other alternative, it's success, meets the urgency of the moment. Like I must do it. It reminds me of a time back in 2012 when I had my office. I had was the broker owner of Icon Realty, and this was just before um, a couple months, 6 months or so before I partnered with Keller Williams, and we had the flood of, I don't know, was that Hurricane Sandy in 2012 or something like that? And then he was 11 years old, so he doesn't remember. You were probably younger than 11, right?
I was in third grade.
You were in third grade, so he
Yeah.
was he was 8. I saw it, 2012, right? So, and Victoria, you weren't far behind. You were the same age,
I was
right?
9, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, that's all right. You guys are old enough to be my youngest kids, um, or young enough. So, at that time, I was in the office in Fairfield, and when I went to the work one day, my office had um, was being blocked out by the who do they want to send into Minnesota, the National Guard. Yeah, the National Guard was standing in the middle of Passaic Avenue, and you could see the water. The road must have went down a little bit, and then so the water, and they're like, can't pass here, can't pass here. I go, my office. I go, well, you can't pass here. It's going to be 4 or 5, 4 feet deep. So I went to Home Depot, bought waders just to go see my office. And when I realized that I couldn't work out of the office in 3.5 feet of water, I set up shop in my mother's peninsula in her kitchen. She had 3, maybe 4 cats at the time, living in a 900 square foot apartment in Montclair, condo. So, needless to say, it wasn't the ideal situation. But I set up in that peninsula, and for about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, I lead generated like nothing had happened. Didn't matter there was a snowstorm, and I'm using that just because it just happened a couple of days ago. Didn't matter that my office was flooded. I didn't make excuses. I had the urgency and determination to make it happen, right? And so, right. And so my determination, the urgency, determination didn't waver under that pressure. That's it. I had the urgency of the moment was to be successful, was to make it happen. Um, and if I recall, the 2012 was clear, like the years 2012, 13, 14, 15. I had my brokerage transferred over to Keller Williams, I think in 2013. Those are the years where I was on my upswing. I was only making like 280, like 260, 280, 300 or something like that. 320 might have been, right? But, you know, I had the urgency. I had this attitude that I'm a high school dropout and voted least likely to amount to anything, right? And I was going to do it, and I did it. Flood wasn't going to stop me at all. It wasn't even a chance. Coaching and community. If you're not plugged in to every one of these things, yesterday I was on a call with Ben Kinney and about 380 of the 450 or so operators, and he had said that he pulled out a couple of the most successful operators in my position. And when they say successful, that means like how many of the agents on their teams are producing at the higher level, And so he had shared that there are a few models that place has. There are a bunch of models, and of these models, these are the models that the operators are requiring their agents to participate in. Power up. Something like agents are 85 to 90% more likely to succeed when they're showing up to every power up on time, right? Why? Ben started Power Up 20, 16, 18 years ago when he realized that without a morning meeting, agents left to their own devices wouldn't start working until whenever. There wouldn't be structure. So his thing was like, it was in person. And if you came late, you're locked out. That's what Gary Keller, I think, was it Gary Keller? Yeah, Gary Keller did that. Um, there's a lot of people in that mindset that it's like you show up eager to win the game. Power Up gets you in the game early versus the average agent who rolls in around 10 o'clock and is looking at email and being distracted by socials and blah, blah, blah. Um, they participate in prospecting day. They participate in call nights. They participate in practice sessions. They participate in, this is newer, right? The agent only call, but they participate and they take notes and then they go implement one thing and then they track it. They're fully engaged. I walk around with these two things that I got at the winners circle a couple months ago when they invited the operators out to watch what happens. I didn't win the contest. I wasn't one of the people who succeeded, but they invited us out. And I walk around with these because I have really important notes in here and my budget and my goals, so I can look at them every day. You got to be engaged. Um, you know, have these things on your calendar. Have an hour reminder. Make it as important as anything else, or more important than a lot of things. If your dog shits on the carpet, go clean it up and get back to the work, right? Tech updates, I'll leave that up to you. They did go over some pretty powerful tech updates yesterday that Gabby now is able to do the CMAs for you. Gabby is doing a whole lot of things, man. So I would engage. If you're not engaging and taking advantage of these tools that your competition doesn't have, you got to ask yourself, why are you even here? Like, why? A lot of the value is in the fact that other agents don't have this. And if they do, I don't even think this is available to Brivity users, but if they do, it costs them an arm and a leg. And the difference is they got to pay every month. I got a friend who just signed up about 4 or 5 months ago, and she pays like 600 a month for the strip version of Brivity. Regardless if she makes money or not, she got to pay that every month, right? If she wanted all the bells and whistles unlocked the way we have it, it'd probably double the cost for her. And if she had a team, it would be triple or quadruple. It gets expensive. So use it. Did you know we have an entire hub for our place dedicated completely to your sphere? Click the CR. I'm gonna see if I can get this code. It seems I have to change my password every week. Let me see if I can do this. I won't, but yeah, I encourage you to go to our place. Yeah, man, it wants me to sign in. Of course, I got the wrong password. So you can go there the old-fashioned way too, right? Marketing play for the week. Screenshot this. Who is taking on a social media strategy? Just put your hand up and wave if you are. If you're not, keep your hand down. Great. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
It's hard to even count it
yeah.
as like,
Well, then you're not.
yeah.
Then you're not. I mean, if you think about it like this. I often use the marriage and/or relationship analogy, right? At the end of our call, we ask, what's the commitment you're going to do for your business, right? What's the commitment you're going to do? And who has a strategy? If you had a significant other, like in a relationship, like a marriage, but not a marriage or whatever, clearly you guys were significant others. And I asked you, do you have a significant other? Or are you married? We'll use the marriage because it's easier to define. And you were like, it's hard to call it a marriage. Well, you either got a messed up marriage or you're just messed up, right? And when we say, what's your goals for the year? I don't like goal setting I like the word commitment better because goals have back doors. That was my goal. I tried, right? Here we got someone coming on the call that can identify with my analogy a little bit deeper on a deeper level than you 21-year-olds, right? But when I ask you, are you married? You don't say, Jasmine doesn't say,
Good morning. I'd
I,
say
I
it's
would,
complicated. I have a
I wouldn't,
roommate.
I wouldn't. Yeah, right. Because she's been with her for 30 years. No, I
They're
would.
brother and sister.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm asking them if, and I'll ask you. You could just, drive safely. Uh,
Okay.
do you have a marketing, a social media play? And Manny's like, well, yeah, I wouldn't call it that. Well, it's like, if you had a girlfriend, if you had a husband, you wouldn't say, well, I wouldn't really call him that, or else, because otherwise it's a messed up world you're living in, right? When we set our
Yes.
goals, when we set our goals, they should be commitments. I like it that when you go to stand at the altar, they don't say, uh, you know, is it your goal to be married for life or for debt, whatever, all that? No, it's a commitment you make. It's a commitment. You don't go into it. I mean, most people don't, and you certainly shouldn't go into it with that back door. Now, of course, some people get the prenups and all that just in case. And look, it's pragmatic, I guess, whatever. But at the end of the day, these are commitments, and you should make commitments to yourself. So, as far as the social media campaign, look, you're not an old dog. We don't have to teach you new tricks. it takes 15 minutes a day, or like I've done it in front of you guys, build me out an 8-week social media campaign focusing on seller attraction, blah, blah, blah. You want me to do it again? I can do it again. You put the prompt in, it'll give you I mean, I've done this for my Build It Now community. Like, it gave me like 20 emails, drip campaigns, content, everything, when to send it, blah, blah, blah. It was it was like, forget it and set it. So, will it get you business right away? Maybe not. But what happens is if you have that, you'll create a pipeline. This, by the way, this power up sessions these days of this week is titled Create a Pipeline for Spring. Is that what it's called? Let me see real quick. Oh, there's no title. But that's what it is. Oh, build your pipeline. Build the pipeline you want by spring. Okay, there I was. It was the next page, right? Spring results are built when? How many?
In winter.
In the winter. That's when the pipeline is built. You don't build the pipeline and turn on the faucet the same day. You build the pipeline ahead of time. Once it's all done and checked and ready to go, then you turn on your faucet. When you practice gratefulness, this is the end of the first day yesterday that I think most people, except Emeni and I, were on that call. So I'm not going to ask you what you're grateful for because I'm going to roll right into day 2 and we're going to get done with it right away. Spring results are built in winter. Spring closings are decided by what happens in the next 8 to 12 weeks. Spring is April, May, early June. If you intend to do the numbers that you intend to do, that you should have made a commitment to do, it's going to be directly related to the activities you take today. And I don't mean being busy. I said earlier that in Ben's call yesterday, the agents who are 85 to 90% more likely to succeed, and when I say succeed, to put that into context, to exceed and sometimes far exceed the expectations they had of the business. Most agents don't have that. I spoke to an agent yesterday. He's been in the business 3 years. He did a deal last year. Was this what you expected? No. He did an open house 3 weeks ago. I told him exactly what he did for his open. Like, I told him how he conducted his open house, and he was smiling. I go, "What are you smiling?" He goes, were you watching me?" And he got 2 or 3 leads, none of which responded to him. Are you satisfied with that? Of course not. Can you build your business on that? Of course not. Here's a different way. We have that different way. I'd urge you to be plugged into the plays in the playbook. Show up to power up. Engage. Show up to practice. Oh, practice, 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 Steph Curry. Watch that. Re-watch the Friday calls at least once. You're on it. Re-watch it with your dog or your spouse or whatever. Can't hurt. Can't hurt. Build April's business today. The agents who treat winter as a building season control their March and May income. Your business plan already defines how much activity is needed. The business plan should be something like I just told you, right? I walk around with these books because they have, in addition to my business plan, other things, but they have my business plan in there so I could review it, so I can just keep my head. Look, I know when I'm messing off, when I'm being a jerk off, and I'm not doing what I should be doing, right? Pipeline math, real simple, real simple. Oh, what's going on here? I'm trying to move you guys out of the way so I can read it. The pipeline math for March to May closings. Today, we will use simple math to connect today's activities to spring's closings using your existing business plan. So you could break out your business plan, and if you haven't already done so, you should print out before this call is over, before we get into prospecting, we will confirm meeting in the office at least 2 days next week so that we could kind of rally around our business plan. We'll do the calls and everything else, but we'll rally around our business plans. Power Up was not, like I said, Ben created Power Up 18 years ago for his team because he realized that left to their own devices, agents just didn't show up early enough to execute at a level they really wanted to. So he created Power Up and he made it mandatory. He believes we should have it mandatory. He doesn't care about the laws. He could say that, but
One thing. So on Brivity, they kind of make it easy to track yourself because you can just like on your self-reporting, you can you can set some specific numbers for a specific amount of time. So I have for this week, I have to call 462 if I want to hit my 2006 by the end of the month. And same thing with contacts, texts, emails, appointments set, appointments held, signings. You can have that on your dashboard. So every time I open up Brivity, I see exactly where I am for the week or the month.
yeah,
or
I
that
think
day.
that opens up on my dashboard and I just ignore it. Truth be told.
It is easy to ignore, honestly. But I try to like look at it every day, at least a couple times a day to make sure I'm
We're going to
like,
support one another. We're going to rally around these numbers and we're going to support one another. Otherwise, why are we even partners, right? So it's the way it works. We're all going to, carry each other and help each other. And you're going to show us what that is and we'll all chime in and do it. Assume 80% pending to close. 6 divided by 5 is 7.5, 8 pendings. So you need 8 pendings for 6 closings. 8 pendings for 6 closings. In order to get 8 pendings, you need to sign 16 deals, buyer seller deals, which means today, this week, next week, all of February, you need to get 16 signed clients to work with. It's a lot better if they're sellers, but if they're buyers, they're probably a little bit easier to get them signed, right? So maybe you get 2 or 3 sellers, and maybe you get 15 buyers or 14 buyers. In order to get 16 buyers, you need to hold 32 appointments. Again, this is if you want 6 closings in April and May. What would 6 closings bring you? I don't know. $5,500 a closing. Call it $5,000 a closing. 30 grand. So if you want 6 closings between April and May, or hey, March, April, May. That's what they're saying, right? March, April, May. That's 2 closings a month rather. It's a good start. It's a good foundation. Does anyone disagree with that? 10 grand a month. I don't know if I'm being told I can't have dessert or if she doesn't disagree. But I think she doesn't disagree. That's a mother for you with the finger. All right. 32 appointments held means you need to set 64 appointments, assuming 50% will kick out. And in order to set 64 appointments, you need to have 1,280 conversations. Now, that would be in February. That's a lot of conversations, right? That's 5 weeks. Not even 5 weeks. 1,280 divide by 4.5. Whew. Divide by, you might have to work 6 days a week. It's incredibly challenging. It could be done, by the way, right? When my office flooded 3.5 feet tall of water, I didn't worry about the water. I just went and just shifted and did my business somewhere else. And I didn't bat an eye. It didn't affect me one bit. This is why consistent. Now, again, you might be leading that into March. So if you did that over 10 weeks, 9 weeks, right? 1280 divide by what did I say? 8, 9 weeks. $23 conversations is still a lot. 6 days a week. If you needed to close 6 deals in March, April, May to stay alive, like literally physically, like to continue breathing, you probably would figure out a way to do it. The 23 conversations every day, and you'd work on a 6th day of the week for a couple hours to make those calls. That brings me back to the video. So you say you want to be successful. Activity plus discussion. Discussion. This isn't a bad page to carry with you. So if you screenshot this, I don't know if it's readily accessible or not screenshot. You know what I meant. Grab the QR. No, it's on our place. So I can't do it. But screenshot this. You could look it up later. Spring pipeline math. It's a good one pager to keep with you. Right? I'm a big believer of taking your stuff with you. Looking at it every day for 5 minutes. I call that getting naked with the truth, getting naked with your commitment. Nothing between you and the commitment. Except, what does he say? Desire, preparation, and what was the other thing? Urgency, right?
Urgency.
AI prompt of the week. Screenshot it if you want it. Get the QR code if you want it. Here's where we go daily promise. What are you committed to over the next 24 hours to move your business forward? Anyone?
For me, I'd like to start on the dialer.
You would like to start on a dialer?
I will be
I
starting
would
on the
like to go
dialer.
take a walk in the park. I'm going to bust your chops.
I will be.
Look, be careful the words you use.
No, you're right. You're right. I will.
I'm committed to spreading the word about 63 Hemlock to as many people as possible today, and also calling for sale by owners.
Yeah. William, to that note, did you upload into Mojo 63 Hemlock phone numbers? Right. So you can do it on Mojo, which is where I prefer you do it. And then when you get the lead, you got to email yourself the lead sheet and then upload it later into Brivity. I have a Little Falls call list in Brivity you probably don't have access to. I prefer you bringing your own lead so that if it happens to cross over, you've earned it, like, right? That's how we're going to do that. Anyone else want to make a commitment and share it with the group?
To spend more time doing AI coaching.
Tell me, or let me ask you, define more time, because if you, just define more time. Do you have
Like actually blocking out. I think I need to really create my calendar for the rest of this month. Well, I guess just for the rest of Q1, and just really have those time slots of what my days look like. I've been kind of loose with that, but I think that's where I really need to focus, and that's just going to lay the foundation for my days.
Agreed. Ben
And
said,
just, I'm so sorry, Eric, just while we were talking about the open house, William, can you also get those QR codes ready for us? Just so we have them.
William, let's figure a way, investigate a way that a QR code, I know it says you registered to a person. Maybe we could talk to someone in tech and have it go into a pond that both agents have access to. The destination maybe goes into a pond. They both get notifications since it's a dual agent hosted open house. Are you guys both able to do both days? 12 to 2 Saturday, 2 to 4 Sunday?
I responded, I can do Saturday,
Okay.
can't do Sunday,
Okay.
but yeah,
So,
for Saturday.
Veronica, do you want to? Oh, Sunday's probably going to. I hear Sunday might be a snowstorm again.
Are you kidding?
I don't kid about snowstorms. I can't wait for another snowstorm.
I had to shovel for like
Ditto.
2 hours yesterday.
Yeah, me too.
I'm good. I'm good off a snowstorm.
I need a trailer because I have a snow blower and I like to go out and snow blow. So if I had a trailer, I'm the one person who'll come around and snow blow your shit for free. Can I snow blow? I don't want to pay. I don't want to hire it. No, I'll do it for free. I love it.
It doesn't say so on the weather app, but
No,
maybe
I
it
heard
changed.
it. So if it doesn't snow, Victoria, do you want to assist?
Yes.
Great. Have you assisted yet?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what mommy does.
That is something that you start prospecting for today. Run the plays out of the playbook. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to ourplace.com and find the open house. Day two, I'll run through day two tomorrow. I'll try to blend it in with day three. We'll call it a call. I am gonna